Right there, baby. Alright guys, it's getting suited up for the day. We're gonna go hunting about 20 minutes up behind my house. About 10 years ago, my brother got a shot at a bull elk, and we've seen him a few other times in this one spot we're gonna try. So come along with us, see what happens. A little trip down memory lane for me, guys. About 10 years ago, I was with my dad and brother, and there was a bull bugle down below. We were on the same old logging road, and that bull came out. Right there. And we got a shot. Unfortunately, it didn't connect, but it sure was fun. I'd like to see that bull now. Even his grandson's probably big. Alright guys, we got some good news. We finally got a bull bugling up here answering us. We're gonna head up probably that direction. Check out Onyx and see which way we can get up there. And check the wind, see if we can set up on this bull, because he was pretty interested in that last call. You sneak up to those little pine trees right there, about 20 yards away. And I'll stay back here below the crest of the hill. He's probably in this basin.
Right there, 40 yards from me, behind a tree.
No shot, huh?
No.
I saw his foot.
Really?
Yeah.
Right down that way.
It worked. We called in a bull.
Do you want to go down there?
Let's hang tight, see if he enters us again, because he never stumbled off like he was running.
He did run.
I never heard him run.
I saw him run.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Which way do you go? Wonder if he saw us or winded us.
Yeah, I had my bow pulled up, and then I had to let it down because I had been holding it for like a minute.
Awesome. He's big, huh? I guess we have to get you a GoPro.
I heard a faint cow call, or not a cow call, a bull call, like super tiny, right down there. And then I looked, and then I saw him run all the way up here, and then he stood right there and looked me dead in the eyes, and then ran away.
But you had your bow at full draw.
I had my bow full draw.
As long as you could hold it right.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So there's just a tree in the way then, huh?
Yeah.
Bummer.
He stood right there in that patch of trees. That's... yards away.
So close.
spike's too small to shoot. I could hear him breathing.
We found the elk.
Yeah. I've never been that close to a big game animal before. That was so cool. I saw like a little bit of mucus drop from his nose when he was standing right there.
How long did he stare at you?
A minute or two. He just stood there, and then whenever you would call, he would look that way, and then look back at me.
That's awesome. Did he run away, or did he just kind of walk away?
He just jogged away, or not even jogged. I think he walked, and then he started jogging about down there. But the second one took off for no reason.
Well, the wind is a little bit that direction now, so.
Oh.
So Zach, you just passed on your first elk. Why did you pass on it?
Because it was way too small.
Because he has a spike. He's not legal.
Yeah.
Too bad his sister didn't come up.
Yeah.
Or his big daddy.
Yeah. Well, he did.
Yeah, the big daddy came up earlier, didn't he?
Yeah.
How cool that was. We gotta get this kid a GoPro so he can catch some footage for you guys. Alright guys, about 9:30, the elk kind of shut up. We're gonna use a track that I saved in Onyx and go right back the same way so we keep our scent to a minimum. But I think Zach got hooked on archery. We're elk hunting today. He had 3 bulls come in. One was a big one, about 22 yards. Then had a spike almost step on him at 3 yards. And another spike that was past that. And then we could hear a few other cow calls down the ravine from us. So I think we finally found our elk hunting spot in this new area. And he says he wants to wake up at 3 a.m. to get here in the dark tomorrow. So we'll see. Good morning, guys. We are going to go try to get into this elk again. But this time we're leaving 30 minutes earlier so we can get back up in there in the complete darkness. And we're going to try to maybe not make any noises at all until maybe shooting light. We should be in position. And hopefully we'll just be right in the middle of them. Maybe they'll bugle on their own. Or maybe they'll just get mad and come running in if we're right in their business this morning. Come along, see what happens. It rained a lot yesterday, guys, and the roads are pretty sloppy, and this morning we're driving in fog. We're going to almost 11,000 feet, so interesting to see if up there on the top of the Baldy that's around 12 has got snow. Walking in the dark. Well, guys, we tried calling for about 40 minutes, off and on, mostly cows, cow calls, and we've tried some bulls and some raking, and they are not answering today if they are here. I know it rained and it got a little bit of snow up here. When I hunted in Arizona, the day after a rain, it was like dead zone. So, not sure what's going on, but I heard a grouse flush up the hill, and we're back up the hill and down the spine, a different route back to the truck and bugle ourselves all the way home. So wish us luck. This is the reason I carry that air rifle on my backpack, in case we flush across and just jump to. And he's up in one of those trees somewhere. It's amazing how they can vanish if they just fall perfectly still. They're perfectly camouflaged to look like tree bark. But can't find him. Smart bird. By the way, it's starting to snow. Pretty wild. Cool little pile of rocks up here on the spine of this ridge. This is the back side of the hill. We're going to try a couple calls off this direction. Sometimes you can only hear them on the side of the hill you're on. If you get to the top and call down, sometimes you might get a response. That beautiful snow. And my weather app on my phone said there was only 8% chance of moisture today. Zach just noticed we're walking through a raspberry patch. He's harvesting some. We can take them back to our house. Saw some big piles of bear poop. No wonder. I got a pretty good little harvest to take back to Mom and sister.
Yep.
Well, guys, walking back to the truck. Did one last bugle. And lo and behold, I got a response right that direction. Which is the same area they were sort of in yesterday, just lower. Which could be the same elk working their way back up. The fog and the snow kind of rolled in. Unfortunately, the wind is going almost right at it. Oh, the wind just shifted. It's going this way, perpendicular. So we'll see if we can get closer, see if we can get a rile out of that guy. Not sure why he finally decided to answer. He sounds like a good one. Wanted to play.
Yeah.
Look at all this thick fog rolling in. Isn't that cool looking? I think let's just back out. Maybe come back this evening. See if they happen to work their way back up in here, get more vocal or not. Very, very quiet today. Heard that one bugle, maybe one other faint one. That was it. But like I said, it rained really hard. 3/4 of yesterday and last night. At least we heard one, huh? You guys check out this fog along with these beautiful bright aspens. Love this time of year. Well, we're heading back to the house. Have a real late breakfast. take my dad out for the last afternoon of muzzleload hunter season. He's got that buck tag. And next weekend is the final weekend of archery, so we don't have to wear any orange. And we've got a place where we have seen and heard elk 2 days in a row and a lot of tracks. So, and we've got 2 scouting cameras that I put up there, so we can see what's going on this week. And maybe Zach can get a redo on that big bull coming in. All right, talk to you guys in a bit.